ACEs is an abbreviation for Adverse Childhood Experiences, and this is based on a study done in the 1990s. The discovery was that things that happen to children in the first 18 years of life, but especially in the first 3 years of life, so from 0 to 3, have profound impacts on the child, not only throughout their childhood, but well into adult life.
The whole field of behavioral health and counseling is greatly shifting around this subject. The things that I was taught in graduate school aren't what we're doing today. There's possibility here that we can break this cycle and that there is hope.
From a physiological perspective, we know that the stresses of adverse childhood experiences, that toxic stress, permeates throughout the bodies of children and adults. And it starts with the brain, with the way the brain has been changed by exposure to abuse, neglect, and the 5 different categories of household dysfunction.
I know that ACEs increases the risk of challenges in the future, but we also know that these ACEs are not predictive because of protective factors. So when you have the combination of, yes, you've got a negative experience, you want to prevent that from happening, but if it does happen, can you buffer against that by having positive experiences to offset the negative?
That is the most exciting part of all of this. Because for years, we've identified, like I said, these kids as problem kids, problem behaviors. They go into pre-K programs or kindergarten programs. The teacher tells the parent they're too immature. They need assessed because they're hyperactive, their attention deficit disorder. We label behaviors. Now we're able to look at it from the perspective of what has happened to that child developmentally and how is that brain firing. So if they're coming to us in those early classrooms and they're firing from survival mode, nothing we do is going to stop that from happening until we address how that child regulates.
We know that the science of ACEs tells us that when there is adversity going on in our lives, our brains have a certain reaction to that. And for us to overcome that biological reaction, it takes intentional work and support by everyone.
So it's absolutely essential that we deal with adverse childhood experiences in a way where we can address what's going on with our children. Because if we fail to do so, we will continue to have increasing problems with the opioid crisis, we'll have increasing problems with our school to prison pipeline, with all the vexing public health problems that seem absolutely insolvable right now. So this gives us an opportunity to really address things. ACEs is not this kind of interesting study without real day-to-day relevance. We see it every day. We see it on our streets, we see it in our prisons, we see it in our schools. Teachers are really at their wits' end dealing with the behaviors and with the poor academic outcomes.
I'm really excited about the work of the ACEs Coalition to bring together people all across the states. We know that West Virginia cares about kids and families, but too many of them are not having success because of adverse childhood experiences. It's up to us to create a better future for those children who have gone through this adversity. And so let's all work together to get it done.